As a business owner, it's important to stay ahead of the curve when it comes to tax preparation. You want to make sure that you're ready for any unexpected decrease in expenses or increases in income so that you don't have any surprises when it comes time to pay your taxes. The rules and regulations change every year, and if you're not prepared, you could end up paying more in taxes than necessary. In today's podcast episode, I'm discussing a few tips for getting ready for your tax preparation. Another thing to consider is whether or not you've been taking advantage of all the available deductions and credits, whether you're just getting started with your business, you're self-employed, a solopreneur, entrepreneur, small business owner, bookkeeper, or a virtual assistant. There are many deductions and credits that are available to business owners, and they do vary. Listen in so that you can follow these tips to ensure that your business is in compliance with the latest tax laws and that you're taking advantage of all the deductions available to you. You're listening to the Mastering Your Small Business Finances podcast, where we get straight to the point on topics that ultimately affect your bottom line. That's right, as an entrepreneur with a small business, money management, growth, marketing, they all affect your bottom line. I'm your host, Chris Ponick. I'm a certified public accountant, and I've been helping small business owners like you navigate and easily understand these complicated topics for over 25 years. I'm a wife, a mom, a grandmother, and a small business owner myself, so I know your time is valuable. In my free time, I make the best sugar cookies and have mastered an amazing chocolate chip cookie recipe. And that's not just my opinion. You're in the right place. I promise your time will be well spent here. Each week, you'll gain confidence and clarity while making a successful impact on your business and grow your bottom line. Get comfy, grab a cookie, and let's get straight to the point with this week's episode. Welcome back. Tax time can be stressful. However, it doesn't have to be if you're prepared. As a business owner, there are a few things that you can do to make the process easier. The tips I cover today are for the typical small business owner to help you overcome the overwhelm when it comes to getting information ready to file your business tax return. The first step in being prepared for your tax preparation is to gather all of your financial information. This includes all of your business income and expenses for the year. Most tax preparers will ask you to have a balance sheet and a profit and loss report prepared for them so that they know you have all of your transactions accounted for. If you're using a computerized bookkeeping software solution, you can usually get these reports with one click of a button if you have all of your bookkeeping up to date. If you're using a spreadsheet like Excel or Google Sheets, you can set up your spreadsheet to get this information as well. If you don't have these financial reports and you'd like your tax preparer to generate these for you, make sure that you have all of your documentation for all the money coming in and going out of your business so that they're able to generate these reports for you. Information such as invoices, receipts, and bank statements will help your tax preparer with all the information they need. If you're unsure about which expenses are deductible, make sure that you consult with your tax professional to ensure that you're taking advantage of all the tax deductions that are available to you. If you're doing your own bookkeeping and you're preparing your balance sheet and profit and loss report on your own, you'll want to make sure that you record every transaction that you've made throughout the year. Reconcile each of your accounts and review the information prior to sending it to your tax preparer. You can compare your current year to your last year to see if there's any large variances, and if so, dig a little deeper to make sure that you can justify the differences. For example, if you know that your insurance expenses went up considerably more than the prior year, are you able to justify this with an increase in premiums? If not, you may need to dig a little deeper to make sure that you don't have another expense that you accidentally recorded in this account. This is also a great time to review your expenses and see how they are in alignment with your prior year expenses. If you find that you're spending more money than usual on certain business expenses, see if there are any ways that you can reduce those costs in the coming year. If you're an accountant or high-stress professional, you want to start enjoying your life more, both at work and at home. You've likely built a successful career, but at what cost? The problem is, you're so buried in deadlines and to-do lists that there's no time or energy left for the things that really matter. You're great at managing clients, deadlines, and numbers, but your own stress, time, and well-being, well, they always seem to come last. The constant pressure leads to burnout, guilt, and feeling like no matter how much you do, it's never enough. I see this all the time. As a CPA with over 20 years of experience and a certified coach, I've helped high-achieving professionals, just like you, go from stress and burnout to a more integrated and balanced lifestyle using the reinvention process. This process helps you reduce stress, reclaim your time, and finally build a healthier, happier, and more balanced lifestyle without sacrificing your success. The truth is, stress doesn't go away on its own, and eventually the cost isn't just exhaustion, it's your health, your relationships, and your love for the work you once enjoyed. If you're ready to build a life that you don't need a vacation from, it's easy to get started. First, schedule your complimentary stress audit and clarity session, where in just one session, I'll help you pinpoint what's really draining your time and energy. Create a personalized action plan to help you simplify your life, reclaim your time, and increase your productivity so that you start living with more energy, focus, and freedom. You don't have to keep doing this alone. I can help you customize a plan to stop the overwhelm and start enjoying your life again. Go to financialadventure.com, click on the Work With Me button, and book your free session today. Let this be the moment that you stop just surviving and start living with more control and finally enjoy a more integrated and balanced lifestyle again. In the meantime, check out all the other resources and solutions on my website that you can immediately apply to your life so that you can stop being stressed out and feeling like you're never doing enough, and instead breathe a sigh of relief at the end of the day knowing you've accomplished enough and can enjoy your life more. Once you've reviewed your income and your expenses, it's time to calculate your taxable income. Your taxable income is generally your net income on your profit and loss statement, although there may be some adjustments that need to be made. This number will be used when determining how much taxable income will be coming from your business. If you're a sole proprietor, your taxable income will be included on your individual tax return. If you have a partnership or an S corporation, you'll need to file a separate tax return, and the taxable income from the business will be passed through to your personal return and taxed at your individual rate. So now that you've calculated your taxable income, it's time to report it on your tax return. This includes all of your business income and deductions for the year. I highly recommend when you have a business that you have a professional prepare your tax return, especially if you have a partnership, a corporation, or an S corporation. These entities require a separate return, and these returns can get complicated. The most important thing is to make sure that everything is accurate and filed on time, which is why you want to have a professional working for you on this. Schedule an appointment with your tax preparer early, or at least make sure that you touch base with your tax preparer early in the tax season to see if there are any additional items that they would like to receive from you to prepare your tax return. If you're not able to meet with your tax preparer in person, that really shouldn't be a problem. Most tax preparers are able to work with you remotely, or you can simply drop off or upload your tax documents in their secure portal. By following these tips, you can ensure that your business is not only prepared with everything needed to file your business return, but you're also in compliance with the latest tax laws, and you're taking advantage of all the deductions that are available to you. Tax preparation can seem daunting, but by breaking it down into simple steps, it can make this task a little more trouble-free. I hope that these tips have helped clear up any questions you had about filing your taxes. If you still feel like you're struggling to have your business prepared for filing your tax return, let's schedule a time to chat. I'm opening up a few dates in my calendar to help you, as one of my podcast listeners, be prepared for this tax season. If you haven't started your bookkeeping for last year yet, what are you waiting for? The tax deadline will be here before you know it. I'm able to offer remote sessions where you and I can work together on your actual data to get caught up or to set up your own individual strategy plan so that you know exactly what you need to do to have your bookkeeping up to date. We can start from scratch, or if you've already started recording your transactions, but you have that odd feeling that something just isn't quite right, we'll walk through it together. And you know I'm going to ask, what's at least one thing that you'll take away from this episode that will help your business succeed and grow your bottom line? If you need some accountability, join our private Facebook community and post your action item. We'd love to support you. Thanks for taking the time to tune into this episode of Mastering Your Small Business Finances. If you enjoyed this episode as much as I enjoyed creating it for you, I'd love for you to give it a 5-star rating and subscribe to the show so you never miss an episode. Visit financialadventure.com for the show notes, links from this episode, and while you're there, leave a comment if you have a topic you're interested in learning more about that affects your bottom line. If you're looking for a community where you can ask questions and get feedback about your small business, join my private Facebook group. You can find the links to this group and more on financialadventure.com. And remember, any financial information shared on this podcast is not to be considered professional, financial, or tax advice and should not be solely relied upon. Please consult your CPA or tax advisor for an opinion on your specific circumstances. I'm looking forward to having you tune in next time. Until then, dream big, follow your heart, and love what you do.